I want to get your take on the NBA setup, the return to play. We were talking about it on Friday, but 22 teams. It's unique in the way that there's 9 from the East and 12 from the West. And, I think you and I both agree that's if you can get Zion playing, that's a good thing. And Damian Lillard made it pretty clear he's not playing unless he's got an opportunity to make the playoffs. But how do you feel about, the overall setup and the way this might work out?
Well, I think, given, certainly the situation, right, and I know you guys have, discussed, the NHL and their return as well, it's not going to be an ideal situation, but I think everybody's going to love to see the NBA back, and I think people will love to see the NHL back, whatever form that comes in. And so, from the comments that I've read, there's a lot of teams that were left out of the mix that wanted to be there, the 8 teams that were not invited. And I do believe that the 8 games, Hazy, are important, as we discussed on Friday, just to kind of get back into rhythm and the flow. And then you're going to have an 8-9 play-in, and then, you're going to get into the postseason. It's going to be, essentially the new norm, right, of what, you given, the surroundings, given the environment, what everybody's going to ultimately, I think, just appreciate having the game back.
And where do you stand on the Raptors and all this? I like their chances based on the way they're built, based on what they went through a year ago. But there's, all the cards are being thrown in the air. How do you feel about their youth, their coach, and how this, their path could work out?
Well, look, I think Nick Nurse is one of the top coaches in the NBA. I also think that when you come back in situations like this, it favors teams that are defensive-minded because you're going to be able to get easy offense from your defense. Typically in situations when you have layoffs, your offense kind of lags behind. So I think that they're going to be in a good position. And then also you add in the fact that I know it looks different from the standpoint of what we're used to with respect to the NBA, but they're the defending champions, and I think that they want to prove to everybody. I think everyone has seen, Kyle as well as Marc Gasol and clearly, Serge Ibaka and everyone else, how seriously they've taken, this time away since their last game, which was, that Monday, I believe, March 9th, off the top of my head.
Matty, you think this is full, go ahead? If you talk to players where everybody's on board and they want to do it and they want to go there and be in a bubble and families there, families not there, do you think this – I always think of the NHL, they want to do this so badly, but I think at the last second someone's going to say, this can't happen.
Well, I think that, the conversations continue because there's still details, as we know, that need to be worked out, and certainly with the NBA Coaches Association, right? And but I think the NBA with Adam Silver has step-by-step, has kept Michelle Roberts of the NBA PA and Chris Paul. I think the line of communication has been open, and, I think that when you look around and what's happened in baseball and other sports, that, there is a unity that's happening, okay, hey, here's what we have in front of us. Can we get there, right? Because we know that getting there may look a little bit different than it has in years past. But I will say this, that, yes, today is, the first week of June, heading into the second week of June, and you're talking about, camps happening in July. And as we know with, the pandemic, that things change on a daily basis with this. So I do believe from a Raptor perspective, from, what I'm hearing, they're the defending champions, right? No matter how it looks, you want to get back in and you want to defend your title.
Matty, how come Chris Paul is the guy? Why wouldn't they put LeBron to be the face and the voice?
Well, he's, he was voted on as the head of the Players Association.
I get it, but wouldn't you want, in this situation, LeBron or KD or somebody?
Well, my sense of it is, and you know how this is, from a player standpoint, right? Even, with the NHL, I would imagine there's a lot of phone conversations happening, and I would imagine, that LeBron is having those conversations with Chris Paul, as well as other players that are highly respected.